Hello everyone, it's me again. I had planned on doing a little mini haul again. I think those kind of stay pretty neutral and fun for people. Um, and something a little bit unexpected happened, so I sat and decided whether I was going to share it with you. And I've decided I'm going to do it. I think it is in the path, no matter what path you're on, as long as it's kind of a spiritual, witchy, whatever you want to call it, kind of path, it's not always butterflies and unicorn sparkles. It just isn't. Sometimes things are not nice. Sometimes things don't go well. I have interacted with spirits and entities for as long as I can remember. And so while this didn't frighten me, it is a situation that I think can happen to people that I thought I would just talk about. I think sometimes we get too caught up in the history of things, and I love history, don't get me wrong, but I kind of like to talk about day to day, and I'm going to talk about it. And because I don't know yet how to edit, and I'm kind of challenged tech-wise, I decided I would come up with this great solution to the situation. Possible trigger warning. I will put this back up when I bring the object into the camera. So the possible trigger warning is that I'm going to show you an object that didn't have the greatest energy when I got it. I have since pretty much cleared it. It's safe, but I know some people are very sensitive to picking up on that, even through something that was recorded earlier, and I want to be very sensitive and very respectful of that. And since I don't know, like I said, how to edit or put words up on the screen or anything like that, I decided this was the next best thing, right? So again, I will put this back up before I bring the object into view. It's not horrific, but it is something that happens. This has to do with something that I got used. And again, things can get really controversial. I don't like drama. If drama ever happens to get too crazy here, I'll probably just bow out. I don't do it, and I don't want it in my life. But when you buy, and see, here's my problem with that. It doesn't just happen when it's used. It can happen when it's brand spanking new. Somebody's touched it before. It's been in some kind of environment with energies around it before, so it's not just used. However, it can be a higher rate of it happening when it is something used. I cleanse my things. I do a lot of energy work. I read energy, so I knew before I brought this in my home. I did some work on it in my car, and I'm doing some work on it now. Again, it is not horrific. It is just some energy I don't like. And so I'm dealing with that. But I'm going to move this piece of paper now. I'm going to show you all the other things. And then before I bring the object into the camera view, I will put the sign up again. So if you don't want to see it, it's not creepy. It's a very normal item. It's just the energy that it gave off. So with that weird thing said, I feel like I'm like, no, never mind. So anyhow, I went to a store. This is new. It's called Tuesday Morning. And I had already started the video and realized it wasn't doing any audio at all. So I've already taken the price sticker off of it. But It is like a trivet, little trivet tray. And look at that. Make it happen. Yes. I am all about that. Again, you know, like I said, a witch either finds a way or she makes one. Or he. I believe that witch is a gender neutral term. So I apologize for saying she right away. But I loved it. I think it's a very powerful and very positive message. And we have to remember that. Just make it happen. And then I got this other object. Oh my God, can I tell you the energy? It's a little creamer, so it's got a little hole in his mouth. I'm not a cutesy thing person either. But I couldn't help it. I walked past it. I was immediately drawn to it. It was kind of tucked in the back. And, oh, sorry, this one was, I think, $4 or $5. This one was $3.99, but because it was considered an Easter item, it was 50% off. And I love it. I don't know why, but I do. Like I said, I had started this video before and it kind of went on me. So at that same store, I got these fun color flame candles. They are colored candles, but the flame is also supposed to be colored as well. How colored, I don't know. But you know what? Every once in a while, your curiosity gets the best of you, and you want to try something fun. I'm a big believer in fun. So there they are. We got 2 purple, blue, green, yellow, pink, and red. Again, like I said, I don't usually use colored candles, but come on, a colored flame. How much fun is that? I did try to do a black flame candle. But I didn't want to get into the science and the kind of stuff needed to. And the ones I did attempt, I got kind of a bluish flame. I did not get a black flame. Didn't happen. So, at the dollar store, I did pick up some more matches. I don't have those sitting by me because I've already put those away. But I picked up these. They're 6 5-hour emergency candles, and for some reason the Dollar Tree sells out of these really fast, and if you see them, grab them if you have one of those by you. And they are bigger than a chime candle. And let me see. So here's a chime candle, and here's this candle. For size reference, these are great for spells. They're also great if your power goes out. And you can, they're white. That was a horrific sound. So you can use them for any colored candle. So if you're looking for a certain color candle, you don't have it, whatever. The saying goes that a white candle can represent any color. I think it is rosemary can represent any herb, rose can represent any flower, and tobacco can not represent, replace. And tobacco can replace any poison. Do your research. I'm just spouting what has been said. And there we have it. So another store I went to is Goodwill. I guess some people know it as Savers. And I got some more jars. These were 79 cents. And I have seen these at the Dollar Tree. And so this was less than $1. What can you say? I got 3 of those. I got this little jar. And that was 79 cents as well. And then I found this absolutely adorable. I think it's either a sugar or a salt bowl, but it still even has the little porcelain spoon. Okay. How cool is that? Oh, look at that salt right there, right in front of my face. And then I found something very unusual. I found this. It's metal. And it says it is called a friendship ball. I'll try to get my band-aid out of the way, sorry. There we go. Friendship ball. And so the information in here, how cool is that, right? I don't think this has ever been used, probably because the tag's still on it. But it is really well made. It's little butterflies. It's got hearts at the top. This heart isn't poked through. It's got hearts at the bottom. 99 cents. And it's got a hinge. And you open it. You can put whatever you want in there. Obviously, it was made for friendship to pass around. You couldn't put fine ingredients in here like salts or sands or ground herbs unless you put them in something first. I will probably create a bag and then put the bag inside here. Maybe. Who knows? But I thought that was so unusual and so cool. I grabbed it. So the next thing is, I can't find it. I did get some Mako powder. Like I said, I do make my own loose incense. I am wanting to make cone incense. The attempts I've had have not gone so well. So I'm going to try this. I also want to use this to make incense trails. You can actually sprinkle this in a line. You can put the incense that you've created on top of it. It will slow burn, supposedly, and let you smell your incense and see how you feel about it, if you want to change it up, if it's the way you want it, etc. I do make kefi incense, which is also called Egyptian temple incense. That is an amazing process. Let me see. Oh, am I gonna knock my stuff over? It takes 2 weeks to make. At least the way I make it. It has probably about 17 ingredients in it. So it took me a long time to get all the ingredients, just because I didn't have all the money at the same time. But oh my gosh, the smell of this. I actually carry a piece around in my purse. It instantly makes me feel almost out of body, I guess you could say. The information about it is, from what I've heard, is that kefi is not a particular type. It is a generalized term used for temple incense. In Egypt, they would use things for their deities. They would create this incense, probably change it up a bit depending on the deity, but because it was to be burnt specifically as offerings or in worship of their deities, it had ingredients in it that for them were very hard to come by, very expensive, very special things. It has red wine and honey and dates and raisins and all kinds of ground herbs and resins and things like that. And the information that I have read is that they created it based on what was very special, very exotic, very expensive. And then later it was taken by others and used as well. But I love the Keefe. I made a huge batch. I sold a bunch. I gave some away. But the smell is just, to me, is instant, almost out of body experience. I love it. I will be making another batch, probably not for a month or two. I have to see what ingredients I might be missing. But I digress. So then I got something that was, it's new to me. Something I've been interested in. You're not going to be able to see it in here. Lodestones. Now, everybody uses lodestones as to attract. They're supposed to be very magnetic. I have to test mine to see how magnetic it is, I guess. You know, but it's something new. I like trying new things. And I'm very into metals. So I also got, first I have to tell you, this is not the trigger object. Honestly, it is not. But the energy I felt when I opened this magnetic sand, which I got silver, I got a little dizzy. I'm still I can still feel it when I hold it. Pretty amazing. I love getting energy like that off objects. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, something little, something new. And I think that's it. So I'm going to clear this space and then have a little talk about the object. Like I said, it's a natural, normal, everyday object. It's not something, I'm not going to show you something horrific. But here we go with this again. So I'm going to put this back up. Anybody who is sensitive to energies, who you might feel nothing. In fact, most of you will feel nothing, but I just don't want somebody to come yelling at me saying, oh my gosh, why didn't you warn me? So there you go. I think I've held it up long enough. So one of the things I ordered online was another used book. Like I said, the first book, if you watch that video, the first book I got about the oils, essential oils and things like that, no energy whatsoever. Like I said, I don't even think it was ever used. And most of these objects here, I get, I got some, I had a energy reaction to the magnetic sand, but that is not due to any bad forces. It's just how I connected to that energy, just like holding a stone. It's not because somebody touched it who was bad or there's nothing bad attached to it. Actually, it was a really amazing feeling, and it's just me connecting to the energy of that magnetic sand. This book, however, like I said, I knew it in the car when I got it out of my mailbox, so I have already used Palo Santo on it. I've done some incantations on it. There's nothing evil attached to it. It's not like if you watch this, something's going to jump out at you and grab you. That's not going to happen in this case. But I'm just going to show you. It's a book, and you're going to see that it has salt on it. It also has a coin sitting on it, and I'm going to leave that there for a while, so I'm not going to remove it. But for anybody who is sensitive and you know how to ground and you know how to center and you know how to be prepared for looking at things like this, I think it's always a good thing to do anyhow. But here's the book. And it is the complete book of incense, oils, and brews. And like I said, the energy, I instantly didn't like it. Did not like it. Has nothing to do with the title of the book. Has nothing to do with the author of the book. It has to do with the energy. I did notice that I'm not going to thumb through the pages. I'm not going to go there. And plus, I have actually, like I said, used Palo Santo on it. And I actually turned every single page while cleansing it and doing an not an enchantment, and doing a spell, whatever people want to call it. Um, so all I'm doing now is letting it settle. I have a special blend of salt. Like I said, I love my salt. So this is one of my blends of black salt. And there's a black tourmaline in there. There's some other crystals in there. You just can't see them. And herbs and whatnot. But when I decided it was okay to bring it into my home, I brought it in immediately. I am pulled to go to a certain thing to use. So I wasn't walking in the house going, oh, I'm going to get that particular jar of that particular sand or salt. When I came in, I just went to that salt, sat it down, covered it with a salt, said some more words. And then I was compelled to go in my bedroom and pick up that coin. And I even said, you've got to be kidding me, this coin. But I went with it. And I came out, and when I put the coin down, I like thumped it down. Again, don't know. I just was going with my gut feeling. And the energy is still kind of wonky, but like I said, it's not dangerous. It's not going to do anything to anybody. It is now just, it's cleansed. It has to settle. And some objects take longer than others to, that's the term I'm using, settle. Somebody else may have a different term for it, and that's totally fine. This doesn't happen to me often, but I did have a crystal come in one time that I created a salt again. I love my salts. I use salt a lot, salt blends. I created a bowl of a salt blend, and I put the stone in that, and it sat there for 3 months. And I called it the astral timeout chair. So again, there wasn't anything negative attached. It wasn't going to attack me. It wasn't going to hurt anybody. That isn't allowed in my home. But I did not like the energy. So I just thought I'd show that, because you know what? Sometimes that happens, especially when you're getting used, but it can happen when you get brand spanking new too. You can go into the store, you can get it, it's still shrink wrapped, it's still inside of the box, but it could be from the area it was made. Maybe there was a disaster there before, maybe something happened there before, maybe one of the employees. I mean, we could go on and on and on. And the reason I'm saying that is not to scare you, but just to say, you know, buying brand new doesn't make it absolutely okay, and it doesn't mean that every used item you get is going to have an issue. I do cleanse my jars before I do anything with them. To me, that's just respect. It sends my intentions, yada yada yada. I'm rambling again, but this happens. It's just part of it. And I am thankful that I'm aware enough, and I don't want to say know enough, that I'm aware enough to notice it and to be able to do something about it. I'm not going to go in there. That starts sounding like clickbait or whatever that is, where people make you want to watch something. But it's okay. Just pay attention. Follow your gut. Listen to your gut. The energy feels weird. Now, if the energy in the store, when you touch something, makes you want to scream and run, don't scream, but, well, don't run. Just walk away. Sometimes it's not worth it. But this, again, is going to be fine. I'm excited to look through the book once it settles. I might get a bigger bowl and put more salt around it just to let it settle. But, you know, like I said, I had to decide whether I was going to put this in a video or not, and I decided this stuff happens. It happens, and if somebody doesn't talk about it, then there's going to be other people out there maybe not knowing what to do. You don't have to do the salt and get a special coin and put it on the top like I did, but you have to learn to be aware of the energies and listen to your gut. That's the biggest thing. Like I said, this book will be just fine in time. I'm not foolhardy enough to bring something into my home that is dangerous. For one, I could talk about grounding and centering and putting up wards and all the protections I have here. But the first step to any of that is noticing the energy change, noticing something's off, and then you got to decide what to do from there. But if you don't notice it, or you ignore it, or you blow it off, you're going to have a bigger problem. So there's that. I'm done. I hope you like my high-tech informational card. It is what it is. All right, friends. Thanks. Bye.